Hey, the internet, y'all got us all the way up, man. We met that dude, Duke the Jeweler, the night before. We was gambling. The next day, dude followed us to the concert. When we left out the concert, we under the garage. Dude went to his car by himself and walked down to the parking lot. That's when somebody tried to rob him and killed the dude. What the hell my 19-year-old cousin gonna try to rob and kill somebody? Bro, we getting money, man. We getting fucking money. That ain't our stilo. As a boss, I ain't letting that go down like that, man. This dude finna make me a piece. So y'all need to kill that. That's bad low, man. Don't put us in nothing with no bad low. It's bad low, man. The shit bad low, man. Straight up, the shit bad low. Kill it.
Hey, we got suspicions on the internet. People saying Boosie cousin robbed or tried to rob and killed Duke the Jeweler, who was from Chicago. Me, I don't know. I'm saying I ain't with that shit. I ain't the police, nothing like that. But shit, what y'all think? Y'all think it's true? Y'all think they just pushing? Y'all think cause it's Boosie, they like, fuck it, we just gonna put it on him. He known for shit like that. You let me know.
He like, I'm gonna make you a gold piece. Dude was cool as a motherfucker. So the next day, dude hit my partner like, man, y'all got the concert. Let us trail y'all, woo-de-woo. So dude went with us to the concert. And after I come off stage, everybody leaving. You know, we parked under the parking lot, under the arena where the celebrities parking and all that shit. He was in another car. He walked to his car. His car was outside the arena under where we was. It was on side the parking lot, so he had to walk to his car. And that's where the incident took place when somebody, you know, tried to get him or whatever. But Vlad, bro, if anybody know me, bro, that ain't my stilo, bro. You know what I'm saying? That ain't how I get down, bro. Like, that ain't how none of my people get down.
You might not believe this at first, but a 15-year-old kid killed 9 people and got life without parole, all while the adult who sent him out to do it walked free. It sounds like a movie, but it's real life, and it's a story that exposes the darkest corners of the streets, the music industry, and a justice system that doesn't protect kids. This is the story of Marlo Mike, the kid behind the headlines, and the rapper who allegedly pulled the strings. And trust me, the deeper you go, the darker it gets. Michael Louding, better known as Marlo Mike, wasn't some seasoned street operator. He was a child from Baton Rouge, barely old enough to drive, barely old enough to understand the consequences of what he was about to do. In the mid-2000s, Baton Rouge was a pressure cooker. Different crews beefed with each other, the drug trade was booming, and up-and-coming rappers were putting the city on the map. Among them was Boosie, Lil Boosie back then, making moves in the rap game with Trill Entertainment, dropping tracks that hit clubs and streets alike. But behind the music, there was another side, a side few ever saw. It was raw, violent, and dangerous. And that's where Marlo Mike came in. Before Boosie found him, Marlo Mike was just another kid trying to survive, trying to stay alive in a city that demanded toughness. But when Boosie took him under his wing, everything changed. Suddenly, this 15-year-old had a purpose, a mission, and a figure to impress. Boosie wasn't just a rapper to him. He was someone who had made it out, someone with money, influence, and respect. And when someone like that gives you attention, you do what they ask. You prove your loyalty, no questions asked. You show them you're worthy. But what Marlo Mike didn't realize at the time was that loyalty came at an unimaginable cost. We're not talking about small-time hustles here. Marlo Mike, at 15, allegedly pulled the triggers on 9 murders. 9 lives snuffed out, all before he could even drive legally. And get this, he was allegedly paid $2,000 per hit. That's right, 2 bands per life. Do the math, 9 lives, $18,000 total, not even enough to hire a decent lawyer if you get caught. This wasn't just a job, this was modern-day exploitation, pure and simple. Blood money that seemed like opportunity at the time, but came with a price no kid should ever have to pay. Every dollar he earned was a piece of his soul sold. Every trigger he pulled was a nightmare etched into his mind forever. The psychological toll was immense. While Boosie traveled, performed, and lived the high life, Marlo Mike was lying awake at night, haunted by the faces of those he killed. 9 funerals, 9 grieving families, 9 lives ended. And for what? A few $1,000s and some street credit that could never make up for the trauma? He couldn't escape it. No child should have to. And when you're 15, your brain isn't even fully developed. You don't have the tools to process what you're doing. Decisions that seem survivable to an adult can crush a kid's mind. Every night became a battlefield, every sleep a replay of gunshots and cries. Eventually, the burden became too heavy. Marlo Mike did something most people wouldn't expect. He walked into a police station and confessed. Not because he got caught or because someone snitched. He confessed because the weight of 9 deaths was crushing him. He couldn't live with it anymore. The streets reacted with shock. On one side, people called him a snitch, saying he violated the code of silence. On the other side, adults could see the manipulation, a child used by an adult with power, influence, and money. The dynamic was clear. Marlo Mike wasn't a hardened criminal. He was a boy trying to survive, caught in circumstances far beyond his understanding. Meanwhile, Boosie went to trial for 5 of those murders. With a solid legal team and enough reasonable doubt, he walked free. No jail time, no punishment, nothing to slow down his career. He went right back to performing, dropping tracks, and living the life he had worked so hard to build. Marlo Mike didn't have that kind of defense. He already confessed. He was 15. His brain wasn't fully developed, his moral compass was shattered by manipulation, and yet the system showed no mercy. Life without parole. Angola State Penitentiary, the Farm, one of the most notorious prisons in America. A child sent to die behind bars. Angola is brutal. Built on the grounds of an old slave plantation, it's violent, oppressive, and designed to break people. Inmates work the fields, live in a hyper-violent environment, and see little hope for the future. And that's where a 16-year-old boy was sent. While Boosie slept easy, throwing pool parties, performing, and making millions, Marlo Mike was trapped with his guilt and his crimes, a lifetime ahead of him with no escape. This is the stark reality. The one giving orders walks free, the one following dies in prison. The difference between a kingpin and a pawn, a mastermind, and the child used to do the dirty work. Enter Charleston White. He's not just a commentator, he's an activist, and he's been fighting for Marlo Mike's freedom. Charleston has pushed for juvenile justice reform, specifically a law called JLW, Juvenile Life Without Parole. This law recognizes the science behind adolescent brain development, showing that teens lack the same decision-making and impulse control as adults. They can't be judged the same way. Charleston went to Washington, D.C., met with legislators, lobbied for reform, and even saw the Supreme Court weigh in. Mandatory life without parole for juveniles is unconstitutional, but here's the cruel twist. The law wasn't retroactive. Marlo Mike and thousands like him remain trapped, even after the law changed. Meanwhile, adults like Boosie continue living life, untouched by the consequences of their actions. The injustice is glaring. Boosie arguably manipulated this child, putting him in situations no one should endure, yet he faces none of the consequences. Marlo Mike, on the other hand, bears the full weight of actions he didn't fully comprehend at the time. Charleston White doesn't hold back. He calls out this hypocrisy, saying that Boosie misled more juveniles than almost anyone else in the country. He argues that those who create the conditions for crime, who exploit youth, should be held accountable. It's a moral reckoning as much as a legal one. The broader pattern is clear. In hip-hop, street culture, and beyond, adults use young boys to do dirty work while they keep their hands clean. Rappers glorify violence, youth look up to them, and the system profits off both. It's a cycle that destroys lives while entertaining the masses. Marlo Mike is a cautionary tale. Fame and influence can manipulate young people into situations they are far too young to navigate. When you're 14, 15, or 16, you don't have the foresight to see how badly things can end. You just see the moment, the opportunity to earn respect, the chance to be noticed. But the cost can be your entire future. Marlo Mike's story is tragic, but it's also a lesson. No matter how famous someone is, how much money they have, or how real they claim to be, a young person should never be turned into a weapon. And it's not just about protecting one child, it's about recognizing the system that allows this exploitation to happen over and over. When society glorifies street credibility, when the music industry profits off violence, when the justice system punishes the vulnerable while letting the powerful walk free, children pay the ultimate price. Right now, Marlo Mike sits in Angola, reliving his past every single day. He probably wishes he could go back, make different choices, have someone guide him, someone tell him no, someone protect him from being used. But the past is gone. All he can do is hope that people like Charleston White, and maybe even those who influenced him, will fight for him, will speak for him, and maybe, just maybe, give him a second chance at life. And this isn't just a story about Marlo Mike or Boosie, it's a story about culture, choices, and accountability. It's about a music industry that glorifies violence without considering who it destroys. It's about a justice system that throws children away without offering rehabilitation. It's about society allowing young people to be exploited while celebrating the ones who escape consequences. And it's about the urgent need for change, so no more kids end up trapped like Marlo Mike. So, what do you think? Should Marlo Mike get another chance? Should the adults who manipulate young people be held accountable? Should we rethink the culture we glorify and the messages we send to the next generation? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this is a conversation that matters. Because real strength isn't measured by how many bodies you've taken. It's measured by how many lives you protect, how many children you save, and how much justice you fight for. This story is more than headlines. It's more than rumors or gossip. It's a reflection of how the streets, the law, and the music industry intersect in ways that can destroy or save lives. And if we want to prevent the next Marlo Mike, we have to pay attention, speak out, and fight for reform. It's about accountability, compassion, and the future of youth everywhere. Until next time, stay aware, protect the youth, and remember, power isn't in pulling the trigger. Power is in giving someone a chance to live.